What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. It is Friday, it is 6 PM, it is road to the final promo time guys. I don't know who the road to the final cards are, we'll be able to go and have a look at those in a second, but before we do, let's go and have a look at the objectives and SBCs. So there is a road to the final Kunde, the silver stars there as well, but oh, a Nowhere FC. Oh, that's an interesting kit, isn't it? And here's the Diego Carlos strong link, isn't he? And that is a pretty decent card. 80 pace, 84 defending, 77 physical, 73 dribbling, which is quite nice, but only 37 shooting. What you need to do this is score 4 finesse goals in Road to the Final Classic. I like these. What EA are doing with friendly mode is brilliant. I like it a lot. You've got launching forward, which is assist 5 goals using La Liga defenders. Score 4 finesse goals using La Liga players. Assist in 15 separate matches using La Liga players, not too bad at all. Assist in 15 with it, yeah, it's all right, I suppose. Score 12 goals using La Liga players and win 10 matches. I think for a centre back that's not that great yet, that is quite a lot. However, let's have a look at what the actual friendly mode is. So we've got the Road to the Final Classic, UEFA Champions League rare players, minimum 3, which is really cool because you also need a minimum of 8 La Liga players for this card as well. So that's really, really good what EA have done there. And you get yourself an Electrum Players Pack, Premium Gold Pack, Small Electrum Players Pack, 75 rated Rare Player Pack, and a Gold Pack. So that's pretty good. And then EA have also given them Nowhere FC, which is going to be a kit and some other content just for some like random stuff. So there's not really much all else going on in there. And then week 5, bronze, silver, and gold. In the milestones, the MLS squad foundations are still there. I don't think there's anything else in there, is there? We don't have any new squad foundations, unfortunately. And then teams, I think teams is there for another hour, isn't it? 2 hours left on teams, and then later on this evening we'll get another teams objective, or maybe tomorrow, I'm not entirely sure. So just the one decent objective for today in Kunde. We'll go and have a look at his in-game stats in just a second. And then for SBCs, we have got Mason Mount. That's interesting. And there is a player of the month, Oyarzabal. Now, Oyarzabal only requires an 85 rated squad with 50 chemistry and 1 La Liga player. He's got really nice in-game stats, really well-rounded. Good short passing, great vision and crossing, decent pace to start with. You know, a Catalyst, a Hunter, or whatever on him will give him a brilliant pace boost. His shooting's quite nice. His dribbling is very, very well-rounded, and he's got good stam. The problem with Oyarzabal is Fatty already left mid, much faster, 4-star, 4-star. And Oyarzabal only has 3-star, 3-star. And then you've got players like Ousmane Dembele and Carrasco who just offer a little bit more because they just start with so much more pace. He has outside the foot shot trait, which is obviously quite nice. But yeah, for this, he's only like 60k, 65k, something like that. But in general, it's good. Is it worth doing? If you've got 60k spare and you're building a La Liga squad, sure, maybe, why not? But otherwise, it's one of those situations where it's like, look, there is a lot of tradable options on the market that are as good, if not better. Eden Hazard is about 60k, has way better pace, way better dribbling, a little less shooting and passing, but has 4-star, 4-star, and then you can be sold once you're done with him. So this is about if you've got a lot of untradables in your club, if you've got a lot of duplicate untradables that you just need to get rid of, or if you're just a big SBC fiend, then sure, maybe he's pretty good. But generally speaking, it's not bad value, it's just not great value. And then Mason Mount there, guys. So he's been boosted up to an 83 rated, 3-star skill with 4-star weak foot. He's got really nicely well-rounded dribbling and passing as well. 82 stamina, which is nice. His physicals outside of that are pretty terrible. His pace is okay, and his shooting is good in the good areas. This year, volley's also quite good, and he's only got 64, but that's not a terrible card. You would expect Chelsea to go some way in a Champions League, so you'd expect Mason Mount to get a few extra upgrades. Let's have a look at what is going to be required. An 83 and an 85. So you're looking at about 85k, something like that, because you need an inform in there as well, and a Chelsea player. So yeah, maybe closer to like 90 to 100k, a premium mixed players pack, and a jumbo gold pack. And do we have the League SBCs back yet? No, we do not. And then outside of that, there is not a lot else going on. So let's go and have a look at the new team. And I'm hearing there. See, there is a Salah item releases. Salah, Rashford, and Griezmann there. And there you go. That is the new team, guys. So there is a 92 Jan Oblak, a 91 Mohamed Salah, and he will end up getting a lot of upgrades this year. An 88 Antoine Griezmann, who looks very good off the face of that, and an 86 Marcus Rashford. Of course, he has an 86 inform already, but that as a live item is pretty cool. Zakaria in there as a CDM, brilliant card there. And Ivan Perisic, big favourite of mine. I've enjoyed his career the last few years, mainly through playing with him on FIFA since he had that footies card a fair few years ago. He's been a lot of fun to play with. So a card for him. Hopefully he gets a lot of upgrades. They've got an Alphonso Davies there, 84 rated, 97 pace, 80 defending, 79 physical. Good shooting and passing, good dribbling as well. Not bad at all. They've got an 84 Tyson in there. Now, that is brilliant. I don't know how Shakhtar are doing. I think, didn't they win their game yesterday? Let's have a look. I can't remember what group they're in. Oh, no, they lost 6-0 to Borussia Mönchengladbach. Never mind. They are still second in the group, though, and the group is extremely tight. Wow. They're in a group with Borussia Mönchengladbach, Real Madrid, and Inter Milan, and the order of the group is almost reversed to what you would expect it. Borussia Mönchengladbach are top, Shakhtar are second, Real Madrid are third, and Inter are last. And so with that, who's here? So you've got Tyson and Perisic between the two clubs. Maybe they both don't go through. Maybe they both do go through. There's also an 83 Klosterman in there as well, who looks absolutely outrageous with 86 pace, 85 defending, and 80 physical. His first upgrade as well would be an 85 and then an 86. So if he does make it through 2 rounds, his 86 rated card will be ridiculous. There's a Luis Muriel in there. This man has got the most special cards in FIFA ever for doing nothing over the course of about 7 years. He keeps getting special cards for scoring a brace in a game many, many years ago. He actually scored a couple of goals for, I think, was it in the league over the weekend? He scored a couple of goals, but that's a nice looking card. Good dribbling, good shooting, good pace. Nice physical there as well. And then Sanson as the last player. Fairly well-rounded card. In terms of like superstars here, you've got Salah, you've got Rashford. Davies obviously would be nice. Tyson looks all right as well. But when EA do this kind of setup, what they're doing now, where it's like one team of 11 and then one team of 11. Oh, there's 8 100k packs. It's not quite as good as when there's just like 23 players and there's loads of sick players. Now, of course, as mentioned in the chat, we get a walkout to start with as well, which is really nice. It's not an icon and it's not a special card. It is French. It's a goalkeeper. God damn it. If that was a striker, it would have had to have been Mbappe because Griezmann's blue now. Yeah, as mentioned in the chat there, you don't mind if your Champions League players finish third in the group, because even though they won't get the immediate upgrade for getting out of the group, they will then turn into Europa League live cards, and you'd expect those teams to be able to push on and go further in the Europa League than they may well have done in the Champions League. So if Shakhtar do finish third and still, remain in European competition, then Tyson has got a good opportunity of actually getting upgraded to like an 87, 88, 89 throughout the season, which will be pretty good. So that's where we're at, guys. We will still go ahead and have a look on Footbin after these 50k packs. There's not even a board in that one. We're still going to have a look at the in-game stats of Koundé and hope that he's got decent in-games. I don't know how good he is or how good he was. Obviously, he gets a good link to a lot of players. He links to the Mukiele right-back card, which is quite nice. So if you guys are building like an objectives-based team or something like that, it's not bad. Is Richarlison still worth anything? No, he is not. Wow. 2k. I remember at the start of the game, he was like 40k. And the start of the game was only a few weeks ago. It's not like it's been like cheap for too long. But in general, the cards, they're nice boosts, There's some nice players there. It's just... Road to the final is a weird one because you have to wait sometimes so long before they get any kind of upgrades. And it's the same as, the ones to watch cards. They could just be so hit and miss as we get ourselves another walkout. It's not an icon again. It's Spanish this time. See, it's going to be Sergio Busquets, isn't it? That's sad. So yeah, there's a lot of good and a lot of bad with regards to the live items and the way EA do them. That's why I like the headliners quite a lot, because for the 4 wins in a row with their club, they got another upgrade. So hopefully, well, not hopefully anything. EA just, we're going to have to be punished. We're going to have to wait a fair old chunk of time before we're going to have any opportunity of getting these players. We get another Christian Eriksen in there. Nothing else really going on in there. So the last 50k pack here, guys, and then we'll go ahead on Footbin and have a look at the player. It doesn't look like the pack weight's any good for me. Just the 2 walkouts, lots of boards, but only 2 walkouts, and none of them, you know, 1 goalkeeper and 1 CDM. Typical luck, really. We could pop him up to the trade pile, maybe not. And yeah, let's go ahead and have a look at these new players. So in terms of the SBCs, Mason Mount's coming in at like 90 to 100k, which, as I say, it's not bad value at all. He'll get an 85 rated and then an 86 rated upgrade. You got Oyarzabal there, 60 to 70k. As I say, I don't necessarily think it's bad value, so to speak. I just don't think it's great value either. And then for the objective player, and we'll have a look at. I want to have a look at some of these road to the final players as well. So Mount we'll look at. Klosterman definitely want to look at. Rashford I don't really care about. Koundé, Davies, Salah and Tyson I want to look at. Sanson as well. Sanson's interesting because he's fairly well rounded, but on the very low end. He's going to need a good couple of upgrades before he gets to that kind of Renato Sanchez level. And then Perisic as well is fairly well rounded, but just on the low end, like the low 80s, not even any like 86 is his highest in-game stat, but he does have 4-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot, and he is 6'1", which is quite nice. You've then got Tyson, who his gold card I've already used plenty. He was very good, and he's already fairly cheap at like 76k. That's not bad. His dribbling is nice. His pace is obviously great. With the Deadeye Chem style, that's very nice. It's just whether or not he gets upgrades will be the determining factor. Then Mohamed Salah, extinct at 2.5 million. Great dribbling, great pace. I think a Deadeye Chem style for him as well. Oh, I mean, that is for this stage in the game, that is an exceptional card. 99 positioning and finishing, 97 shot power, good long shots, 99 short passing, 96 vision, 86 stam, spectacular dribbling, 4-star skill moves. That's a quality card, that is. Alphonso Davies, compared to his first card, they've given him 1 pace, 4 defending, 3 physical, 6 passing and 3 shooting. That is a brilliant card. Sentinel's not even that good of a chem style for him. You might even still want to go with an anchor just for the better defensive stats. Either way, this card is brilliant. You could probably put a whole... I mean, Guardian's very good as well. Top pace, good short passing, decent physicals. Alphonso Davies, he's just going to be expensive. 4-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot. He's 1 million coins for a fullback. You could probably buy Roberto Carlos or Ashley Cole for that. And here's the objective player. So straight off the bat... Here's what's interesting about him, right? I know his links are better, but when you compare him to Long, who was far easier to accomplish, Long has the same pace, 2 less defending, way more physical, a little bit more passing and very similar dribbling. I know Long's like way harder to link, right? And so you have to factor that in. But when you compare him to Long, Long's just got better physicals across the board, very, very similar defending. Interceptions is in Koundé's favour. Slide tackle and stand tackle a little bit. And, you know, when you look at this card, I just think his physicals just aren't that great. His dribbling is okay. He's got good reactions, which is good. And his short passing is quite nice. But his vision is terrible. An anchor makes him a good centre-back. A shadow as well would do quite well. Give him great pace and great defending. But he really needs that physical upgrade. So if he does go up to an 84 and then an 86 afterwards... then he'll be like extremely good. But once again, we're going to have to be waiting until like January for that. It's one of those tough ones, man. It'll be good to do him and have him as an objective player. And then Klosterman, they gave him a 2 pace upgrade. He already had 84 pace and they gave him a 2 pace upgrade. That is, yeah, good, decent short passing for centre back as well. Dribbling as well, not like super good, but not terrible. Good reactions on him. Defending, physical and pace, brilliant. And of course, lots of links for Klosterman as well. And then Mason Mount in there too, guys. Not a bad card for Mason Mount, but 3-star skill moves is a bit boring. 4-star weak foot is okay. His stamina's quite nice. And then in terms of his stats, I mean, he again is a player that just needs an upgrade or 2 before he becomes usable. It's one of those weird ones again where there's just so many players on the market that are as good as or better than this. And think about when he gets an upgrade, he goes up to an 85. Let's say that's in January. Think based on how much EA have already given us in the game to date, right? 4 weeks, 5 weeks in, they've already given us so many players that by the time January comes around and Mason Mount potentially gets an upgrade to an 85 rated, think how many other incredible players there would be in the game to the point where even an 86 or an 87 rated Mason Mount will probably be irrelevant for your team. I don't necessarily know if at nearly 100k this is worth it unless you're just a card collector, a Chelsea fan, or a sucker. I don't know, because I think that's just very expensive to wait such a long amount of time to get some upgrades that are going to be really, really pretty basic. So for Team 1 of Road to the Final, there's certainly some good cards in there, and if you guys manage to pack one, then happy days. But in terms of the live items of them, I like the idea of live cards. I'm a big fan of live cards. I just wish EA would do a little bit more with ones to watches and Road to the Finals and stuff to make them a bit more engaging now. You know, imagine like Champions League next week, EA could just put something out there. It's like, look, if Chelsea score 3 goals this game, Mason Mount will get an upgrade. Boom. All of a sudden, it gives a little bit more. You know, it gives a little bit more. The last game for Champions League is 12th of December. Is even still though, you're going to be waiting like 6-7 weeks. If they upgrade them straight after the match days finish, which they didn't do last year, and then that's even considering, let's say Chelsea finish 3rd in the group and go to the Europa League. Now he doesn't get an upgrade for that, so it doesn't go anywhere else. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a difficult one. I still think even waiting 6 weeks for an 83 to an 85 mount is just far, far too long when you think of the other cards that are in the game as tradable options. It's just, for me personally, it's just, this SBC is massively overpriced. I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, an 83 inform mount would be 10k on the market, would be tradable, and an 85 inform mount, should you get one, would also probably be like 15, 18k. An 86 would be like maybe 30, 40k. Like, he has to get up to like 90 rating to be worth this price, in my opinion. Maybe you guys disagree, and that's absolutely fine. But that, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.